They thought I was broken. That I had quit. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just took my name back. When the result came out, those same people said, "We had no idea." The first time I heard my name used like it didn't belong to me anymore was in a conference room that smelled like burnt coffee and cheap carpet cleaner. My supervisor didn't even look up when he said it. He slid a paper across the table and said, "We're letting you go, effective today." No apology. No pause. Just my name, spoken like a file being closed. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I nodded, picked up my purse, and walked out past the cubicles where people pretended not to see me. By the time I reached the parking lot, my phone buzzed. A text from my sister. "Did you hear what Mom said?" I didn't answer. I sat in my car and stared at the steering wheel until my hands stopped shaking. They thought that was it. Job gone. Savings thin. Credit cards already maxed from my dad's hospital bills last year. Rent due in 2 weeks. They thought I'd fold quietly into whatever small corner life left me. I let them think that. At home, the silence was loud. The apartment felt temporary, like it already knew I might not be there long. I made ramen for dinner and ate it standing up. Later, I opened my laptop and stared at my resume. My married name sat at the top, heavy and wrong. I'd kept it after the divorce because changing it felt like another loss I didn't have the energy for. But that night, something in me snapped. Not loud, not dramatic. Just a clean break. I deleted it. I typed my old name instead. My real one. The next few weeks were brutal. I applied everywhere, grocery stores, call centers, temp agencies. Rejections piled up. One landlord left a voicemail reminding me about late fees, his tone polite but sharp. At the pharmacy, I put back my prescription when I saw the price. I told myself I'd manage without it for a bit. People talked. In small ways, in half sentences. My aunt asked if I'd thought about moving back home. A former co-worker said, "At least now you can slow down." Like this was rest. Like survival was a vacation. I didn't correct them. I didn't explain. I was busy. Every morning, I went to the public library when it opened. Free Wi-Fi, quiet tables, heat that worked. I watched tutorials, rewrote my resume, learned how to translate what I'd done for years into language that didn't undersell me. At night, I worked a temp cleaning job at an office park, wiping fingerprints off glass doors that reflected a version of me I barely recognized. Tired, yes, but not gone. One night, while emptying trash, I overheard 2 managers talking near the elevators. They were complaining about a project that had fallen apart after layoffs. I knew that project. I'd built half of it. I didn't interrupt. I just listened. The next day, I sent an email. Short. Clear. No begging. I explained what I'd done, what went wrong after I left, and how I could fix it. Contract basis, limited hours. I signed it with my real name. They didn't respond for a week. I assumed that was my answer. Then my phone rang while I was on the bus. Unknown number. I almost didn't pick up. "Is this," he hesitated, reading, "your name?" He stumbled over it, like it surprised him. "We got your email." The contract wasn't glamorous. It didn't come with benefits or promises. But it paid enough to breathe again. Enough to cover rent, refill my prescription, buy real groceries. I worked late, focused and invisible. I fixed what they couldn't. When I sent the final report, there was a long pause before the reply came back. "We didn't realize you were the one holding all this together." I stared at that sentence for a long time. Then I closed my laptop and went for a walk. The air was cold and sharp. I felt lighter than I had in months. Word spread, quietly at first. Another company reached out. Then another. Freelance turned into steady work. Not easy, not magical, but mine. I stopped apologizing for my availability. I raised my rates. I learned to say no. At a family dinner months later, my uncle pulled me aside. "We were worried about you," he said, like worry explained everything. "You were so quiet." "I wasn't quiet," I said. "I was busy." He laughed, embarrassed. "Well, you turned it around." I didn't correct him. This wasn't a turnaround. It was a return. The last time I saw my old supervisor, it was at a coffee shop near downtown. He recognized me a second too late. When he did, his smile faltered. "Hey," he said. "Heard you doing well." I nodded. "I am." He shifted, uncomfortable. "We honestly didn't think." "I know," I said, and meant more than he understood. I walked out with my coffee and my name, both hot in my hands. They still talk. They always will. But now, when they say they had no idea, I believe them. And for the first time, that doesn't hurt. If this story resonated with you, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach more people who may need them. Thank you sincerely for listening till the end, for your time, and for being part of this growing community.